We are talking about Justin Fields on today's edition of the Jets Report by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and we appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch today's video. But coming up, Justin Fields talked about his time with the Pittsburgh Steelers, also gave some insight on why he chose the New York Jets to be his next team in free agency. But speaking about Fields, if you guys want to support QB1 here in New York, go down there, hit that thumbs up icon, get the good vibes going. And also, you never know. What if Fields is watching this video, maybe one of his buddies, one of his family members, and let's show him some support that the Jets fans have his back. So go down there, hit that thumbs up icon if you guys love yourself some Justin Fields. All right, so first off, first little part of this video is Justin Fields was asked about being benched last year by the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, obviously Steelers had a good record. I believe they're 4-2 at the time. Got benched for Russell Wilson, and he never got that starting job back. So he was asked about it. How did you feel? What happened? And this is what he had to say. Coach Mike Tomlin made a decision he thought was best for the team, and I'm never going to be against that. I'm not a selfish guy whatsoever. So I just tried to change my perspective, get better each and every day in practice. Now, first off, I just love that mindset from Fields where it's like, yeah, he could have said, like, yeah, I was disappointed in it. I thought it was the wrong move, but he took the high road on it. He said, I'm just going to do whatever is best for the team. And at that spot where he was in his career, he changed it to, okay, how do I get better? Well, let me take practice a little more seriously. So I love that mindset there. But also, you know, the difference between Fields and Russ was not that extreme last season. Obviously, Russ a little better in all of these statistical categories, and obviously team points per game a little higher as well, 23.2. But EPA per play, about the same. It's not like Russ was fantastic. Now, the big-time throw percentage does favor Russ, and the turnover-worthy play percentage does favor Russ as well. But still, the Steelers' offensive stats with Fields, about middle of the pack to below average in most of these big statistical categories. Like they're 21st in points per game, 28th in yards per game, 30th in yards per play. Middle of the pack on third down, but really struggled in the red zone with only getting a touchdown of 50% of those opportunities. But then again, it got a little better with Russ, but it's not like these were top 10 across the board. And the point I'm trying to make here is I think there was a, you know, especially heading into free agency, there was a notion that, like, oh, Russell Wilson was significantly better with the Pittsburgh Steelers compared to Justin Fields. And he was a little better, but I think people act like, oh, Russell Wilson hit the ground running. He was fantastic. And also, he had a couple games right when he first started where the Steelers put up 35-plus points, but really at the tail half of the season when it started getting colder outside, the weather was, you know, not as pristine as you would like for a quarterback to play in, we really saw Russ's numbers fall off the face of the earth here. And, you know, that's why I still believe there is still some untapped potential left with Justin Fields. I mean, 25 years old. I think he's hitting his athletic prime right now. And I like everything that he has gone through. And, you know, listen, if Fields was, let's just say, coming from like a good organization, like let's just say he was with like the San Francisco 49ers and he took like a little bit of a Trey Lance route where like, yeah, he wasn't working out with the Niners, got traded to Dallas, wasn't working out there. Like Fields is in a different situation because when he was in Chicago, they did not put a good team around him. They did not support him as much as they should. And the same thing happened in Pittsburgh, a little better of a situation than Chicago, but you know, they really only had George Pickens, didn't really have a consistent run game, didn't really play in the Justin Fields' strength. So I still think there is a version of Justin Fields out there. Will the Jets get that out of him? I think that's going to come down to the coaching staff and, you know, the weapons around Justin Fields, but I still truly believe there's some untapped potential left in his NFL career. But let's have some fun with this question. So Vegas has the over-under for the Jets at 5.5 wins. I'm going to up that to 6.5 wins. You guys answer this for me. Over-under, 6.5 wins next season for Justin Fields and this New York Jets team. Give me an O for over or give me a U for under. You guys let me know your thoughts. How many wins will Justin Fields have next season? So Justin also was talking about just his past with Pittsburgh and just kind of turning that new page with the New York Jets. And he said, you can't take things personally. That's one thing I've learned over the years, not to take anything personal. At the end of the day, I was just excited about what the Jets had going on here with AG, Aaron Glenn, and just with the coaching staff. So it didn't really have anything to do with Pittsburgh. I think I'm progressing and getting better each and every year, and I'm excited to get things rolling this year. I think I did what I was asked to do, and I've never been a problem with that, or I've never had a problem with that. I've always been a team player, and you know, just the way he talks, his mindset, how he goes about his life, I think that matters at the quarterback position because when you get in that huddle and those other 10 guys around you and they see Justin Fields, working his ass off every day after practice, having the right mentality, being a team first guy, when they break that huddle in, let's just say, 2-minute situation where you got to go put a drive together, go win a football game, like they will rally around a guy like Justin Fields and everything he has gone through from the Chicago Bears, to his time with the Pittsburgh Steelers, getting benched there. I mean, think about the Bears situation. He had a pretty solid year with them the year before they took Caleb Williams, but they said, no, we're going to turn the keys of the franchise over to another quarterback. Midway through the season with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was having a good year. They pulled the plug on him. They said, no, we're going to turn it over to Russell Wilson. So that's also why I like Aaron Glenn kind of putting it out there where it's like, yeah, Justin Fields is our guy. He's our QB1. We're going to be riding with him this entire season because he still has not had, since his first couple of years in Chicago, a team that fully supports him and tries to get the best out of him. And it seems like Aaron Glenn truly believes he can win a lot of football games with Justin Fields. But I do want to talk about, funny enough, some former Jets quarterbacks here who fizzled out with the Jets, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, and then they went on to be very successful at other organizations. Same with a guy like Baker Mayfield. Had a good little stint with the Cleveland Browns, but they decided to go in the direction of Deshaun Watson, bounce around from the Panthers to the Rams. Then he found home in Tampa Bay, and that's their guy. So, could this be Fields? Could Fields going from Chicago to Pittsburgh, then he finds his home with the New York Jets? And I also think what a perfect story it would be for the Jets franchise, where it would be like, all this talk about like, oh, the Jets didn't support Darnold. The Jets didn't support Geno Smith. But then they kind of have the opposite end of the spectrum where they're like, oh, no, the Bears, the Steelers, you didn't support Fields, but the Jets supported him, and they got the most out of him. And, listen, the Bears and Steelers never leaned into Fields' strengths fully. Like the Steelers' offense last season, they wanted Russell Wilson from the jump. They kind of made that offense, and they built that offense around him. Now, that won't be the case with the Jets next season. Like Aaron Glenn has made it clear, we are going to be a run-first team. We're going to be a physical football team. We're going to play into our quarterback strengths, and that's having that dual threat ability. So I could see the Jets being in a situation, and maybe the wide receivers on the team won't be too happy about it, but they're going to play into this run-first mentality. And I could see even the Jets pulling out like a lot of QB power, QB counter, these read options, just these plays that you can only run with a handful of quarterbacks in the National Football League. And it's also going to be a big, I'm going to say, learning point for a guy like Tanner Engstrad because he's coming from a guy like Jared Goff, where it's like a statuesque quarterback, likes to sit in the pocket, dink and dunk his way up the field, where Fields, on the other hand, is just this explosive athlete where you got to kind of ride the highs and you also kind of got to maintain the lows a little bit. But I also thought something was pretty cool. Brandon Stevens, our new Jets cornerback that they signed in free agency, he said earlier this week saying, I think he's the right man for the job. And I'm sure his teammates will all rally around him and just the whole locker room. Like when he is in there, when he is breaking down the huddle, when he is talking to his teammates, like Fields really seems like a guy where it's like, oh, the offensive linemen, they're going out, they're grabbing beers after practice. I'm going with them. Oh, the receivers, they're going to go do this team activity. I'm rolling with them. Like he really seems like he's fully engulfed in, being the best teammate he can. And I obviously, a lot of it has to come to fruition out there on the football field, but all the off the field football stuff, all the adversity, all the tough battles he's had to go through, I think will make him a better person on the other side. And hopefully the Jets are that team that kind of gets to reap those benefits for saying, yeah, we gave him a 2-year, $40 million deal. I'm sure the Jets are hoping that they turn that 2 for $40 into a 3 for $100 in 2 off seasons from now. So I'm fully bought in on Justin Fields. I love everything he's talking about. I love his mentality, and you can still see the potential is there. But I truly believe it, just like in anything in life, when you're going through something tough, when you're going through a tough time, you're going to come out that other side a way better person and just a more polished person. I think Fields is a prime example of that, or at least should be a prime example of that. But if you guys made it to the end, appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's show. Just give me a Go Jets down below in the comments section, and we'll see you guys next time. As always, Go Jets.